Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to my channel. It is Monday, so that means it is time for Making with the Manufacturers. Now, I did a couple Paige Evans layouts last week, and now I'm going to do pink Paislee. So I have a little bit of pink Paislee. I believe this is where Pebble starts. So here's my pink Paislee. Now, pink Paislee is, or was, since they're not really using it anymore, under the moniker of American Crafts. So these pink Paisleys are in my American Crafts section. Now I do have older pink Paislee that is in its own pink Paislee section. So this is American Crafts pink Paislee. So we have And Many More, which is some pink flowers on a green background, and then a stripy paper, another stripy paper with multiple colors and balloons, presents, and then florals, and then this is Again and Again. So this is a sheet of it from the single sheet, and then this is the paper pad pieces that I still have. So basically I have Again and Again and some And Many More left of my pink Paislee. So I think I'm going to keep this and this one for another time. I really don't have any birthday things to scrapbook, but this has this floral on it, but this pink and white paper can definitely be mixed and matched with these. And I think I do believe, there we go. I can get some gold in there with this. I do believe we're gonna go kind of monochromatic with this. I mean, I could bring in the blue. Do I really want to bring in the blue? We'll bring in the blue as well. So we're gonna use 1, 2, 3 full papers, 2 partial papers, and then these will go back into my stash, into my pink Paislee section. So let's see what I can do. All right, guys, now you might be thinking, Sandy, you're crazy pants, like you're doing a layout about Heidi Swap and you're not using Heidi Swap products. And, you know, I thought about it, but I don't want to be tied to that. You know what I mean? I don't want to feel like I have to use Heidi Swap products if I'm doing a scrapbook page about meeting Heidi Swap. I just don't want to be tied to that. I want to have the freedom to do whatever I want. So I have this Bria Reese heavy duty gold acrylic paint, or not heavy duty, heavy body gold acrylic paint. And what I'm doing is adding some gold lines to this paper. I actually have no idea what I'm doing right now, but I'm doing a thick line on the top of the pink where it meets the white, and then I'm doing a thinner line on the bottom. And I just decide to go ahead and get all of the thick lines done first, and then I go back with a little less paint and do it on the thinner lines. Now this is just going to give me a nice little touch of gold in the background. I figured since I had pulled out the pink paper with the little gold starburst on it, like it was totally appropriate to have some gold in the background, and I really do love this Bria Reese paint. So it is looking a little bit shiny here in the camera, but in person, when it's not getting my overhead lights, my bright overhead lights for the camera, it looks a lot better, a lot less kind of shiny in your face. Now I toyed with the idea of matting this stripy paper on that darker pink polka dot paper and quickly nixed that idea. But you know what, you guys? I end up doing it anyway. I'm going to mat that paper with that anyway. So now I am going to just cut out some boxes. I have this 4x6 photo, so I cut a 4.5 by 6.5 box out of this floral paper. And now I have this dark blue floral with the pink on it, where I thought I might fussy cut out some florals, but ultimately I decided against that. I'm going to place it right here on the right hand side of the page. That's going to give me a nice anchoring point, something with some weight on it, because everything else already feels light and airy with these stripes. And now I'm going to do this rectangle with the gold bits across the page here. So I made sure that that rectangle actually rested on one of the gold painted lines, and that just makes it look like it has something solid to land on. It doesn't look like it's gonna kind of fall down off the page. So ultimately I decide that I really do need to have a border around this layout. It just feels way too light and airy. So I am using my other trimmer. Normally I use my guillotine trimmer for everything, but in this case, since I'm going to be gutting the paper, I decided to go ahead and use this straight trimmer right here. So I just took 1/8 of an inch off each edge around the background paper. And now I'm just going to gut out a portion of this paper because I just need one more section of this dark color. I don't really need a full section of it. So I'm going to add some adhesive here, and I am going to make sure to place my thicker layer over here where I have the blue floral paper where the gap is in the back. And that way my layout isn't going to be too heavy on one side. It's going to kind of match up. Of course, I'm putting my washi tape on the back of the layout. That's going to prevent any hang-ups or anything as I slide my layout in and out of the page protector. And you might be wondering why that washi tape went so far on that one cut. That is because I actually cut that far, so I did not want the paper to be able to pop up. Now that I have this extra layer right here, I'm going to go ahead and get my photo down on the page. And then I had this tag in my stash, and it coordinates pretty well. So I'm going to trim off the lined part because this is where I'll do my journaling, and I'm going to have the tag kind of poking out up at the top here. And then of course I'm going to have to fill that naked tag hole because you cannot have naked tag holes on your page, especially on your page with Heidi Swap. So I'm pulling out these gold thickers, and I'm going to spell out the word hey. So I have this up here on top of my journaling block, and then I pull in these wood veneer thickers. They're not really wood veneer, they're wood veneer printed thickers. And I'm going to spell out Heidi. Now, I was trying to use the same kind of wood veneer on each one, but then I realized that I did not have enough eyes to have it be the same exact pattern on it, so I just decided to mix them up, and I love the way that it looks. I think it looks great mixed up. So now my title is Hey Heidi. And now I've got to figure out some decoration on here. So there is a lot of pattern and a lot of gold on this layout. So I don't think I need a whole heck of a lot of embellishing, but I am going to go through and figure out what I need. Now, when I was up reaching for some embroidery thread to tie a bow for my tag hole here, I saw this gold tassel, and I was like, this gold tassel's got to go. Like, this is going to be like, boom, in your face, here's a gold tassel, but it's got to be on this layout. So I went ahead and placed it where I wanted it, and nothing's adhered or put down or anything yet. And then I grabbed some twine so that I can tie a bow. And then I'm going to fill that little tag hole with some Nouveau Deluxe adhesive and drop my bow on top of there. So voila, you guys know naked tag holes. So I'm liking this layout. I'm liking how everything's come together. And now I've just got to figure out like what in the heck I'm doing. I thought about that little scrap of blue paper right there. Maybe I would fussy cut out a floral, but decided not to do that. So I have this wood veneer heart that has been in my stash forever and a day, and I decided to bring that in along with some of these Prima flowers, again, in my stash forever and a day. So I am pulling stuff right out of my Kill a Kit with Style for the month of August, and that's okay with me. Like, this didn't start out as a Kill a Kit video, but if the embellishments and things that I have off to the side right here work, I might as well use them. Like, why would I go searching through my stash when it's literally sitting right here to the left side of me and it's easy to grab? So then I decide that I'm going to have to add a couple flowers over here where the tassel is as well. And I figure out how that's going to look, and I love the way it looks, and then I'm going to add Nuvo Deluxe adhesive to make sure that the tassel and the florals stay stuck to the page, because nobody needs to open up an album and have a bunch of stuff at the bottom of the page protector because you couldn't be bothered to put your extra adhesive on there. Now, I probably spend way too much money in adhesive, but you know what? My stuff sticks, so I'm good with it. I probably put on a little bit more adhesive than the average person, and that is because a lot of the times when I'm creating the layout, I'm just putting enough adhesive on the stuff to stick it down and hold it while I am creating it. And that way I can move things around, you know, lift things up, be a top-down scrapbooker like I need to be sometimes. But usually I would say I add extra adhesive, but usually it's not on camera. I feel like it's not on camera most of the time. So there we go. I have that built. We put a little pop dot underneath of that flower just to make sure that it had enough height on it. Now I'm using the Basics Circles stencils from Scrapping Reflections just to give me a circle shape so that I can add little dots of glue all the way around, and then I'm going to add my favorite sparkly sequins from Brutus Monroe. Now I will tell you I was not careful and I ran the stencil into the glue, so the glue kind of went off to the side. So I do adjust that, but I'm not going to make you watch me do all of that. So you can see I add a little bit more glue because I'm like, ugh, you doofus, you screwed that up. So I grab my crystal katana and the sparkly sequins, and I'm just going to go ahead and put them on all of the glue dots so that I have this large circular shape on the top of my layout. And this is just we're adding now, people. This is just adding an extra layer of gold and sparkle to the layout. And then that is finished, and I think, you know what, I need to add a little bit down here at the bottom as well. So again, this is just a smaller circle from the Basic Circle stencils from Scrapping Reflections, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to follow the outline of the stencil with my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive, dotting some glue there, and then I'm going to put my sparkly gold sequins on there as well. And then that's just going to give me that extra sparkle down at the bottom of the page, just like it is up at the top of the page. So again, I've got the gold all over this layout, the pink and the blue, and I'm loving it. And I totally get a Heidi Swap vibe from this layout. If you don't, that's cool, but I do. So, and it's my layout and it's good in my album, so that's what matters, right? Like, somebody could look at this and be like, no way is that Heidi Swap, but to me it is, so it works. Now I do add this gold word phrase here, and then I'm going to add a couple more word phrases from my August kit. And I like decorating with words. It's fun to decorate with words. It allows you to get some feeling about the page or what's going on in the photos onto your layout without spelling it out in your journaling. So I go ahead and get those down here. And then of course I am going to journal on that little card right there, which, if you remember, is not actually a card, it's the bottom half of the tag. I do use my Muji pen. You can get these bad boys off of Amazon. I would have directed you to a local Muji store, but there are none. They close them all around here in California. I'm not exactly sure if there are any around the rest of the country that are still open, but all the ones in my immediate area were closed permanently, which kind of sucks, but I did have a photo of myself outside the Muji store, and that has already been scrapbooked, so that's super fun and exciting. There it is, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me know in the comments below if you are going through your paper manufacturers and getting some of your paper stash used up. I'm pretty excited. I'm almost all the way through the American Crafts brands, and then I will finally be able to move on to some other things. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys again real soon for another video.